Zerg versus Protoss. A lot of Zerg players have been very happy putting down hatcheries in their opponent's bases. I should probably do the same thing. I don't know exactly at what timing you normally send out that drone, by the way. I just did it around 14 here after making the Overlord. Yeah, I think that was a pretty good timing. So we want to plant down a hatchery in their mineral line. Just to delay them. It's very annoying for a Protoss. You can actually still get it right now. There we go. Now you do want to go for a really quick gas. Spawning pool as well. It's a little bit cheeky, obviously. We do cut quite a lot of economy here for this, but... What do you actually do when they don't attack it? I'm not sure. He's essentially now forced to chrono boost out a Zealot. We know that much. Thank you very much, Peppo. Maybe I should have added on a couple more drones, though. Definitely gonna have to drone hard now. Normally they attack it. This guy didn't even... Okay, I was gonna say, he didn't even pull anything. Wait, maybe he didn't know? You think there's a chance he didn't know? Because this is way too late. No, you have to go for the Zealot. Maybe he added on an extra gateway first. If there's 2 gateways, he's gonna chrono boost that to a depth, so that's why I wanted to get a quick circling speed. Yeah, it's a double gate. Whoa. Oh, crap. That was not good. That could have been a disaster. I'm actually a little late right here with my queens, too. Since there's 2 pylons set up, though, I should be okay. Still don't actually know exactly what kind of tech he's going for. I didn't see anything instead of his main. Very confusing. There's a couple more adepts here. Yeah. I think I saw 2 more. Don't know if that's true. This is big. Great position here for me. Now keep in mind, I did sacrifice a lot of workers to pull this kind of thing off in the early game. Don't think I'm gonna be able to do too much here. Let's just be safe. Okay, there's a robotics facility. So I guess we're okay. Okay, he's actually going for a third. Okay. Going up towards the Hydralisk den right now. Getting up the upgrades there. So a couple of extra gateways here. Okay. No Robo Bay. There's a Dark Shrine. So he was actually planning on going Dark Shrine. Pretty good situation for me though, right? I think. Okay, I'm oversaturating my base a little. That's less ideal. So I want to go for a push here in a sec. Notice I skipped out Evo Chambers. I also skipped the Roach Warren, which I think is pretty good, but... Thank you very much, Product. Wow. That's huge! Just got the 2 Archons and the Prism, which means I can move across the map. Because I don't need any units anymore at home. You know what? Let's put some goo on that thing. Nice little bit of goo. Put it. You must run out of force fields at some point, right? Bombas. I did prepare for this situation too. Although he does still have a lot. Dark Templar actually do a lot of damage. So I do have way more economy right now than him, so I should be okay here. Even with pretty inefficient trades. That was a nice game. That game worked in my favor in every way. Fun little game. This is kind of what happens though after you steal their nexus, right? So if they're not capable of planting down their nexus, you essentially force them to play something odd, something that they're not quite used to. Normally it's Protoss deciding the pace in the early game, and when you can sort of like flip the switch, right? It's actually really annoying to play against. So since Dark started doing this in the GSL Code S recently, a lot of Zerg players have picked this up on the ladder. And the way that most of the top level pros have started dealing with this is by sending very awkwardly a probe to their expansion before they actually have 400 minerals. So normally you go for like pylon, gateway, gas, right? And then you go for the expansion. A lot of Protoss players have started sending a probe right now. So if you send a probe right about like 1 minute and 5-ish seconds, you're gonna be able to prevent that drone from building a hatchery. Sounds very minor, and you're gonna stand around there with like 250 minerals in the bank if you execute it perfectly. It's a little bit awkward, but at the very least you can prevent this from happening in the first place. So the counter to this is sending this probe right here a little bit earlier. Doesn't sound like a big deal, but it actually prevents this whole situation from happening. Now I think he actually, okay, for some reason he didn't really seem to respond to it in time. Yeah, he didn't chrono boost the Zealot, that's why. So normally what a lot of the pros like to do is pull like 4 or 5 probes, and then chrono boost out a Zealot and get it down real quick. This guy decided to go for gateway, and then cyber. Or he went cyber core with the second gateway, and then send across the probes, or the adepts rather. But we scouted that was going on right here with that Overlord. And then I also scouted around with this drone for a little bit to try and figure out what kind of tech he had, and all I saw was 2 pylons. Now, if there's 2 pylons in the main, you know they can't have proxied either, because they just don't have the resources for it. Like, you can't put down another pylon. Normally, it's actually only 1 at this point in the game, so this already is an indication that he's trying to make supply happen, and we see 2 gateways. So I figured it was going to be these adepts. And he decides to go for 6. And I don't think he kills anything, right? He kills a couple workers. But I mean, I'll take this trade any day of the week, right? It's a really good trade for me. So in the end here, after that early game shenanigans, he loses 6 adepts. And at this point, pretty much all of the progress in this game. Now the one thing I'm curious about though is my lair timing. I don't know if it was actually good. I made it at about like 32-ish workers, which always feels a little early, but I think it's okay, yeah. Now Prism is coming out right now, Dark Shrine is just finishing up. And even if he would have tried to warp in Dark Templar immediately, my Overseer would have still been out in time. Yeah, so that was a nice game. That was really good. I enjoyed that.